This is Akito, Square Enix, Koei Tecmo Games. Dissidia Final Fantasy.
We have arrived at our first Dissidia Duellum video. I've been thinking about doing Dissidia content for quite a while now, mainly because I find it so difficult to find any information on this game, and I figured if I can't find it, maybe other people can't, so I'll try to make it easier for people, you know? Because I actually kind of like this game. I definitely have my issues with it, but we'll get into that later. It wasn't until I met another content creator on my grind to Omega rank this season, shout out to Torgobot, where I finally decided to give it a go. For this video I figured I'll talk about who I am, my thoughts on this not just a dream season, and maybe some overall thoughts on the game and stuff like that at the end. So, let's hit it. So, who am I? I'm Ace, or I go by Agito in most things. Don't forget that 0, it's pretty important to the name. And this season I got to Omega 5, and I pretty much just played Tidus for the whole season. I am a huge Final Fantasy fan. Here are some of my favorites. And, like I said, I played Tidus pretty much the whole season, because he is my favorite Final Fantasy character. But before he came out, I was pretty much a Prompto one-trick. It took a while to get his URs, but I still had a lot of fun with him. I figured out some combos and he was pretty cool. Then right before Tidus, Riku came out, and that's who I was raiding for since day one, because I am a huge Final Fantasy X fan. I had some issues figuring out what to do with her at first, especially since I didn't get her bravery UR. I wasted my entire currency trying to get it, and I'm just so unlucky with gacha pulls. But when I finally got it, because they updated the challenge system, and yeah, then I started finally having fun with her. Now I don't even run it. I gotta figure out what to do with her, but yeah. Well, I didn't run it just in some matches because I was severely under-leveled. My melee character is Firion. He is pretty cool. During his season, I ended up getting, like, surprisingly lucky with all of his stuff. So I said, what the heck, I need a melee hero, so why not try to play with him? Because my Prompto was not doing great because I couldn't get his URs. So I was like, maybe I should take the easy route and do some Furion stuff. Yeah. So he's pretty cool. I'm glad I'm finally playing as him in this game, because in other Dissidia games, he is voiced by my favorite voice actor, Johnny Young Bosch. Sadly, there is no English voice acting in this game, but I'm glad to finally be interacting with him in some way. The Warrior of Light. He was my first support. When I found out that Riku was going to be a support, I was like, will I even like playing support? And I ended up liking Warrior of Light a lot, actually. I liked just clearing crystals and sharing bravery. I thought he was really fun. And I actually liked him more than Riku for a good portion of the time. Until I got her URs. Clive, since I had a whole bunch of currency saving up for Riku, and the polls for Clive and Riku were tied, I ended up getting a lot of his stuff, more of his stuff than I did of Riku's stuff. So for that reason, I was a little salty with him, and he just seemed so busted. I felt dirty playing as him. So I didn't play as him very often, but if I wanted to win, I did. That's when I jumped to Furion, because I just felt dirty playing Clive. And these other people, I think I ran Lightning and Cloud in the beginning, and everyone else is pretty much just has games played on them because of like challenges and stuff. So that's my overall list of characters. I try to have one character in each role if I can, for most games like these. So now with the addition of Tidus, I do. Here are some of my battle stats. If you see me early in the morning on just like a casual match, watch out, because I got it into the habit of running auto in the morning only in casual matches, because I think it's dirty to run auto in ranked matches. But I did auto stuff just to clear out some crystals while I was making my shake before my smoothie before my workouts. That started being kind of part of my routine in the mornings. So sorry if I screw you over on that. But actually my bot is pretty good. He's gotten MVP quite a few times. Here are some of my communities. This is Chaos Control. Me and my Discord friends, if there is a game where you can make a group, we usually make a Chaos Control group. My friend was the leader, but Dissidia kicked him off and made me the leader for some reason. So if you want to join that, go right ahead. This is Coven, just a random team that invited me, so I said, what the heck. And this is the first Discord team that we had. And then here are my season rankings. Sadly, I did not make it to Omega 5 before the cutoff for Not Just a Dream. No lack of trying though. I tried really hard to get there. I wanted that silver Tidus icon so bad. I got within one game, or like I had to win one game and I would have made it to Omega like 3 times, but I just did not get lucky on my teams and stuff. But I met a few friends on my grind, so shout out to them. They were pretty dope, and maybe in some of my videos you will see them again, hopefully. This is the stupid Sephiroth season. Stupid because I don't like Sephiroth at all. But that was alright. Who was I playing? Riku? Or Furion, yeah. I was playing Riku, and then I pushed this Diamond 4 with Furion, I believe. I thought I got to Diamond 3. Whatever. Warriors Assemble. That's the... yeah, that was the Clive and Riku season, right? Got there, got really unlucky with Riku rolls, did not know what to do with her, so I was fumbling around in that rank. And the fight rages on. That was with my Prompto stuff, where my Prompto didn't have any URs and I was just getting blasted. But talking about seasons, let's review the Not Just a Dream season. So how do you review a season? Well, I think you would talk about what's new in the season. So, if there's a new stage, what the new character's like, new abilities, and the battle pass, I guess. So, I suppose we'll start there. Since I'm a huge fan of Tidus, I dig this battle pass. That cutscene with Tidus, Riku, and Onion Knight was just really good. I felt like it described Tidus so well. And I think this game, that's a part of this game that I really do like. The characters might not be doing much in like the story or whatever, but I think in these few cutscenes that we do get, and even the text conversations, I feel like they nailed the personalities of the characters, and I dig that a lot. I love it. There were plenty of times where Tidus would reference something from Final Fantasy X, and I would get it, and it just made me smile. I love it. But other than that, I guess there's not much to the Battle Pass. I do have to say that this Battle Pass and the arrival of Tidus did make me lose the title of free-to-play. I did end up spending enough money to buy a Battle Pass because I knew I wanted to get Tidus as soon as possible, get as much currency and whatever I could to level him as high as I could. I actually paid a little more. I didn't understand really how the Battle Pass worked, but I guess I think I might have enough currency for another Battle Pass, so I guess I'll save that for either a character that I really like, that I want to get, or I get a job. If I get a job, a constant paying job, I might just keep buying Battle Passes for this game, because deep down, I do really like it. I also definitely have some issues with it, but I like it. I love Final Fantasy characters interacting in any sort of way. I like competitive stuff. This game can be cool, but it can also be cruel. But yeah. Also, if these videos start popping off, then I'll have to keep up with the buying the battle passes and stuff to keep on top of my game. Also, not having the ads is just so nice. I'm so sick of ads. Next up is the stage. I love this stage. I think Zanarkand is just one of the coolest worlds or locations in Final Fantasy just in general, for me, personally. So getting to interact with it in any way is just amazing. So I was already crazy about that. This is actually something I was hoping they would do from day one, where it's like Japan locations meshing together with Final Fantasy locations. So I hope that they keep making stages like this moving forward. But the fact that the first stage, Final Fantasy stage that we actually get to see in the game, is Zanarkand, just makes me so happy. So I'm already stoked on location, but that's not the only thing I like about this stage. It's just it's a unique stage, first of all, that it's a full circle. But it's also just a great stage for Tidus in general. There's a lot of other stages where the boss will be standing in the way, and you just can't get around it, so you're just kind of stuck if you don't have some sort of movement ability, like Kane or that one teleport thing. But, so I ran into that, literally, as Tidus a lot. But in Zanarkand, if it's blocking a location, you can run all the way around to the back of or the other side of the boss, which is really helpful for like if the other team has the boss like stuck in one of those like side locations, and you want to wrap all the way around to sneak up on the support. I've done that many a times, and it's been pretty great. But not only that, like the top and bottom of this stage are really wide, so you definitely have enough space to go around it. So like that's just a big issue for me in stages. If the boss can block a path, then that's like my least favorite thing. So the fact that you never have to worry about that in Zanarkand, and it works so well with a sneaky little, so stealthy little Tidus just makes me so happy. And last but certainly not least is our star player of the Zanarkand Abes, Tidus. Tidus as a character, I just love him. On my replay of 10, I realized that I just have so much in common with Tidus. It's crazy. He was my first Final Fantasy game, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, Tidus being in this game, I just love his design. I think his sword is the coolest weapon in anything. And in every Dissidia prior, Tidus has been my main village man. So yeah, this game is no different, even if I have some issues. But first, what is Tidus all about? In this game, just like all the other games he is in, he's all about speed. In this game, he is an agile type, which allows him to sprint as his unique ability. And I didn't realize until Tidus how much I loved agile type in this game. It is so hard to go back to a non-agile type because I just love zipping around the battlefield. But the way his passive works kind of makes him a pseudo melee character. His passive allows melee attacks to have a reduced cooldown, which is all well and good, but it leads into the biggest issue with Tidus, which is he feels like a glass cannon without the cannon. For one, characters in this game that have range, like Renoa and Terra, just seem so good. So Tidus has to get in, and he can, like, sprint out of there if he survives in the first place, which is my biggest issue with Tidus. He's a glass cannon without the cannon. In, like, team fights and stuff, he blows up so fast, but for him to blow someone up, he has special circumstances that he has to go through. Because he's melee focused, almost all of his attacks are very 1v1, if you want to get that cooldown reduction. Especially his URs. His URs are solely one target. So if you pop a UR and anyone else on their team looks at you, you're just going to blow up. Because both of his URs also put Tidus in, like, a fall state when he's done. So it's almost like getting hit by, like a Tifa or a Orin. Like, you get knocked up into the air and there's nothing you can do while you fall down. So both of his URs put him in that state. So while you're falling down, people can just tear you apart and you're dead before you get to do anything else on the ground, which is crazy. So yeah, he's really good 1v1, but there's also an asterisk there because that person needs to not pop another one of their URs, not pop a shield or heal, because, like, I don't think I've ever one-shot with my URs. They both have, like, one hit to start, and then the other person can pop their own UR, which you will get yours back faster than them, but it doesn't help you in the long run because almost everyone's going to heal before you get a chance to throw it again. And Yevon forbid if anyone on their team looks at you while you're attacking one of their people, because that's when you get left wide open. So that's my biggest issue with Tidus. He's cool for 1v1s, but there's so many things that so many boxes that he has to check off before he can actually be good. One cool thing that I think could help him out a lot is if he could attack through shields. That's the biggest issue. Because Aerith kind of changed everything. So yeah, they gave you Yuna. That's a melee ability that you can get cooldown, but like half the time, like when I run that ability, I just don't see any shields on the field, barriers. So like I have 2 slots for ranged attacks because like Tidus needs something that can kill. So like, oh yeah, I didn't talk about the other 2 extra URs, Yuna and Waka. So Yuna is pretty good at she blows up shields, but it is so situational. Like you have to make sure that they have a shield and hope they don't run away from you before your Yuna comes out. Because like other agile types that pop their shield, I cannot catch them with a close ranged melee attack like Yuna. So it's almost useless to use on them. Other abilities like, I don't know, they could blow you up before you break their shield. And I still don't one-shot with it. So, I don't know. And then Waka. Waka has the highest strength in the game. So that's pretty cool. So not running that is a huge issue for my Tidus because it's like, I need that cannon somehow. So using Waka on my kit, because I got really lucky with Waka pulls, he is almost fully leveled for me. So it's like not running him is a huge deficit to my attack stat. And I already feel like I don't do enough damage. So not running Waka. I also run Ace because that's a really good sniping tool. Really strong. So I use those in tandem with like Jet Shot because Jet Shot pops them up into the air. And you can rip one of those and hopefully get a kill if they don't do anything. So yeah, the 2 UR abilities that came with Tidus, Yuna and Waka, I think they are really good, but they are pretty situational. I think Waka is really good to have in your kit because he gives you the highest strength stat out of any ability in the game right now, but it's a cone shape, so you don't get that cooldown that Tidus gives you, and also it's medium damage, so I mainly just use it for clearing crystals fast with Tidus, which is really nice. And then yeah, I also have an Ace to snipe people that I just can't get in on, because there's a lot of people that have URs that hit around them. So it's not safe for Tidus to run in and finish them off in their cooldown, so I just have Ace to snipe. So it's like, because he doesn't do enough damage, I have to, like, nerf myself with that melee ability because I just can't get close to a lot of people. So that really sucks about Tidus. But he is fun. I think he can be good with a couple tweaks, but right now I don't think he's very good. I could just be playing him wrong. I've seen some people that just only tack on damage here and there and run around, but I've played Tidus in so many different ways and I can't figure out where he thrives. So I mean, if you guys have any tips, let me know. But for right now, I think he's just not that great, which really pains me to say. Now, we'll finish this video off with my overall thoughts on Dissidia Duellum. Duellum is not the Dissidia game we wanted, but it's the Dissidia game we got. So, I do want it to do well, so Square isn't like, oh, I guess they don't like Dissidia. Crunch. Add it to the heap. So, there are some things that I would fix with this game while we have it. So the first and most atrocious thing in this game is how pay-to-win / gacha it is, which we all kind of knew that was gonna happen. It's so much more about what URs you have and how many dupes you have of them and less about how good you are at the game. Next is the matchmaking. The matchmaking is horrible. I've had plenty of games where there was an Ultima in our lobby and I was still a diamond. I've had matches where everyone was Omega and I was a diamond. I've had matches where there were Ultima, Omega, and Silver players in the same lobby. It's crazy. Also, the difference between overall stat numbers or power, whatever you want to call them, can be so skewed, it's crazy. I've had a match where it was a difference of 15,000. And sure, you can win those, but it's crazy hard. Another thing that I think I would add is there already is the option to have 3 loadouts, 3 ability loadouts. So I think it would be pretty cool in that loading screen. It sits there for a little bit and you get to choose one of your 3 loadouts. Because if I see that I don't have a support on my team, maybe I would have more healing in my kit. If we do have a support, maybe I would go more attack heavy. Or another thing is, like, I have 2 heavy hitters on my team and no support. I could put myself into a Crystal Crusher, Bravery Bot kind of mode where I just focus on crystals and share bravery to the heavy hitters because Yevon knows I'm not one of them. So I think that could really help with the skill of the game instead of just being big beat sticks, which would be nice to see. Have a little more strategy in your game. Oh wow, I almost forgot. The job medals in this game is so borked. I hate it. I hate everything about it. You have 3 slots that you randomly get abilities on, and if they're the same color, then you get an added boost. But there's no way to mix and match or know what you're going to get. It is so gambling, it's horrible. So if they could change that, that would be amazing. You, just like your abilities, you get 3 different loadouts. So if you could grab any medal from any of the 3 and mix and match them, that would help so much. Because the way it works now is for each loadout you have 3 slots for job medals. And in each of these slots you can have one of 4 colors. And so if all 3 of them are the same color, you get an added boost. And you can have up to 3 stars. 3 being the best quality job ability you can get. But there's no way to know what you're going to get next. So re-rolling to get the same color could give you a worse ability or a worse star ranking, and there's nothing you can do about it. And since there's 3 loadouts, you could have exactly what you need in one loadout that's helpful in another loadout that you don't want to gamble on, but it's like, okay, I would get rid of this ability for this other one I have in this other loadout, but there's nothing you can do. You can't swap them. So you just have to roll the dice on inability to try to get the same color or a higher ranking, and you can just screw yourself over. It's so messed up. They need to fix that. And that's all I can think of right now. I'm sure there's more. If there's some that I missed, please leave them down below. Let me know. But this game can be fun, and it can be good, and it has good bones, but it's also got a lot of issues. I'm not going to deny that. I like it while also hating it. I get it. I understand. But it's our Dissidia, and it's actually like a community thing. I've like talked to several people, maybe making some friends. Like it is cool. It can be neat. So I don't know. I hope this game lives on and gets better. It doesn't get shot down like all the other Square mobile games in like a year. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this long if you did. I really hope to have more Dissidia content and more content in general. So like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and stick around. Later, losers.